But I think Euron sending his brother and bunch of ships, like many ships, to Daenerys as a show of power and wealth and ability, these ships, is such a badass move from Euron, and Euron himself being this absolute demon demigod guy.
Well, I think that you're really onto something here, because one might notice that Euron effectively presents as a more off-the-chain, more powerful, even more wild version of Khal Drogo, who Daenerys still whines about and pines for.
Oh, yes. You're right. Yes.
Not to mention the fact that that would constitute a fulfillment of the entire purpose behind her original marriage to Khal Drogo, which was to get the armies that would land her the throne over to Westeros. Well, here comes Euron Greyjoy, or rather Victarion Greyjoy, with the necessary ships in order to fulfill precisely that.
Exactly, and that's what he says, Euron says in Kingsmoot, when he basically assassinates his own brother, Balon. Kills Balon, they comes to Kingsmoot, disrupts the choosing of Yara. He shows up and he says, like, what the hell, guys? I've been all over the world. I have this horn that can make dragons obey me. I'm gonna marry Daenerys. I'm gonna give you dragons. I'm gonna give you whole Westeros, not just Iron Islands, and support me. And then the Iron Man, like, yes, let's do it. Sounds great. Dragons, let's go. But I think Euron, just as a one single mind, is much more powerful than any other single minds.
I think that you raise an important quality that Euron has relative to every other, not only of Daenerys' suitors, but every other so-called mastermind in the story, is that even Varys and Littlefinger are themselves relatively effeminate. They don't do any of their own fighting. And clearly Euron is perfectly capable.
Yep. He doesn't need pieces. I mean, he uses pieces, yes, like other people to play the game, right? But he is the main guy. He is the leader, and he is the king of Iron Islands, I guess. My immediate instinct was that Euron will just imprison Varys, just like he imprisoned his brother, who's a priest. And he basically used tortures and chops off body parts of septons and priests. And, like, you don't want to hang out with him. I would hang out with any of these other guys, right? Varys, Littlefinger, Jon Snow, Young Griff, Daenerys with her dragons, but I would not hang out with Euron. Like, fuck that guy, man. You know what I mean? So
right. Varys is clearly into political and resource stability for the realm. And Euron is just chaos incarnate.
He's like a Maegor the Cruel, but with magic and more evil, I guess. I don't know.